Hello, my name is Garrett Hanrahan. I'm the head coach of the UF men's lacrosse team here. Originally from Virginia, and that's where I was introduced to lacrosse. It's where I grew up most of my childhood, but came to University of Florida, attended school here from 2011 to 2015, and then took over as coach of the team. I played for the team while I went to school here. Took over as the coach of the team in the fall of 2016. And have been here ever since. So been living in Gainesville now for quite a while.
All right, fellas. One more night to prepare, right? For the most important game of the year so far, okay? We are laser focused on our Friday night goal, okay, of going 1-0 to start our run in the region, okay? As we've talked about and don't need to belabor again, those 4 games in the region, right, they just got to mean a little bit more.
MCLA was probably the highest level I was going to achieve in terms of lacrosse. So I'm super grateful that the opportunity existed here at UF. I was kind of a late bloomer physically growing up, so I was a pretty good player in youth ball. Not much of a player in high school, nothing special to write home about. Nobody was lining up to give me a scholarship or anything. But then had an opportunity here at UF, came to UF because this is where I wanted to go to school. I wanted to be a Gator. And when I got here, I met some guys on campus who were a part of the men's lacrosse team, and they invited me out, and the rest is history.
Support in terms of a scout, okay? You'll be able to feel out real quick which poles maybe are the more athletic ones than others. But I think we're a matchup problem for them at all 6 spots in the offense. So let's go out there, put the ball in the back of the net early and often, all right? Bring it up, break it down. Let's have a great practice. Hey, leaders, set a tone right now, all right? After this game tomorrow night, we've got a little bit of a break before we go on a really important run. So we can give all our focus to what's going on tomorrow night. Set the tone for it right now. Here we go. Gators on 3, 1, 2, 3. Gators. 2 balls going, ground balls 2, right away. Let's have great tempo, great energy, great volume from the jump. Guys, attack the ball on the ground. Don't wait for it.
I would say the reason I got into coaching lacrosse was that it's the game that I'm the most passionate about. I'm a big sports fan, and I'd have a lot of fun coaching basketball for sure, or coaching some other sports, but in terms of an expertise level, having only played lacrosse, at a collegiate level, it was definitely the sport I was most prepared to coach. I had some knowledge, I had some playing experience. So that's what led me to coaching lacrosse, was that it was just always the sport that I was most passionate about and most devoted to.
Up to the point. All right? So first one, point to back left. Good, Devin. Remember, first pass, find it. Second pass, cut hard. Third pass, score. Cut while the ball is in the air. Cut while the ball is in the air on the second pass. Cut. Good. Good. Catch, turn, finish. Good. We're going point to back right. Point to back right. 1. Cut, Dev. Good. Good. All right. Find it on the first. Cut on the second. Score on the third. Good, Gerb. Good. Good. Cut a little earlier, Gerber. Don't wait for that second guy to have it, right? Cut while it's in flight.
What's up? My name's Ethan Gerber, number 13. I'm from Winter Park, Florida. College lacrosse is always a dream of mine, and the University of Florida has been my dream school growing up, so this was a perfect opportunity to come out here and play lacrosse and be at a great school such as University of Florida. Yeah, so I did have a couple offers, but you know, this opportunity is hard to beat, to come out here, beautiful weather at all times of the year, and get a fantastic education at the same time. Good shot. Every rep, full strength. Good finish. Good finish, Joe. Out of the way. It's money.
Here you go.
We're switching lines, all right? Do you have something to say? I know you got something to say.
Where's the mic?
Right here.
Hey, shout out my mom. MCLA ball. We could compete with some D1 teams. Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one more.
The season here at home against West Virginia and got a nice win, but that was a tough game. It looks like it wasn't tough based on the final score, which I think was 16-9 or something like that. But we jumped out to an early lead, and then we kind of went quiet for 2 quarters, and the lead was slowly shrinking, and we kind of woke back up just in time, you know, before they fully caught us, and we built the lead back up again. So it started well and ended well, but we had a lot to figure out in those middle 2 quarters. We then had a weekend off, and we were preparing for that big road trip to Virginia and South Carolina to face 2 of the best teams in the country. Virginia Tech was #1 at the time and still is #1. South Carolina was a bit lower in the rankings, but they've quickly shot up, and they're a team that won, you know, back-to-back national championships in 2019 and 2020, 2022, because we had the 2-year gap in between because of the pandemic. But so, you know, a veteran team that's been around the block, right? So we went up to Virginia Tech, and really we had one really bad quarter. And, you know, first, Virginia Tech is a very good team. They're undefeated still, and they've beaten every challenger that's come their way from all over the top 25. So I would say I was pretty happy with how we played 3 out of the 4 quarters and how we competed against who's currently the best team in the country. And in the second quarter, we kind of let the game get away from us. We committed a lot of penalties, we made a lot of turnovers, but there was a lot of opportunity to learn by watching the tape of that quarter and talking about what went wrong. We had a tough challenge to move on quickly from that game and go play on the road at South Carolina. And we were actually up 8-4 to start that game. We ended up losing 16-12. And, you know, again, I would say in that game, I was happy with how we responded given the short turnaround from the Virginia Tech game, because we were competitive against that South Carolina group the whole way till the end. Even though the margin at the end was 4 goals, you know, 16-12 final, we were right there in it the whole time, really up until the last couple minutes. And the difference in that game was, you know, again, we jumped out to an 8-4 lead. We had a stretch where we took a few too many penalties. They scored, I think, 3-man-up goals in the time where we went from being up 8-4 to being down 9-8 or 10-8, something like that. You know, but you know, we went on our run, they went on their run, and then it was a pretty good fight the rest of the way. So the difference down the stretch in that game was they made a few more plays than we did. We made a few more mistakes than they did. And sometimes that's the difference in a game against a really good team. So it was tough coming back 1 and 2. Those bus rides after 2 losses are long. But we had a short turnaround to play a huge rivalry game against Georgia on Friday night, and then play Texas A&M on short rest on Saturday. and we answered the bell. So a Georgia team that was ranked pretty highly to start the year and had a couple nice wins, we took it to them pretty good, 15-8. So that was really great to see, and honestly, it was the result of a really good week of practice. And then that translated into the Texas A&M game. The final thought I have on that road weekend, which again was tough for the losses, but what we talked about as a team was we are going to go on the road in our second weekend of the season and play two of the hardest opponents that we can find. Would we have liked to won both games? For sure. Would we have liked to even at least won one of them? Definitely. But my philosophy there was we are either going to win or we're definitely going to learn, right, regardless of the results. So, we were challenged, we were tested, we got great game film that we could learn from, and I'm really proud of how the guys responded that following week of practice about, hey, 2 losses, they're done, put them in the rear view, but carry the lessons with us, and let's get better at practice every day. And, you don't know when the reward is going to come when you're, working every day. It might be the next game, it might take a while, and they got rewarded pretty quick with, excellent performances against 2 good opponents in Georgia and Texas.
Virginia Tech and South Carolina are both great teams. They've been great teams for years. So obviously 2 losses on the road, it hurts very bad, but what we took away from it, we learned a lot from those 2 losses, and we're just looking to build on that, and hopefully we see them again in the postseason.
They're a regional opponent, and those in-region games are important for your postseason destiny within the conference, the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference. So, the keys always start with us first, right? We got to play the best version of Gator lacrosse that we can play. Like I said, we're a team that feels like we're very talented in the offensive end. It's to our advantage to settle in on offense and play and let our talent go against, our best 6 go against their best 6. We like our odds against pretty much any team in that setting. Controlling the flow of the game, minimizing that kind of helter-skelter play that you can see happen sometimes in lacrosse. We want to keep that to a minimum and play a controlled version of lacrosse, give our defense plenty of rests. So that way when the ball is down in their end, they can play with great aggression and get stops. Particular to the opponent, I know they've got one attackman in particular who's had a really hot start to the season. He's feeling confident. He's been finding the back of the net a lot. We always talk about as a defense, we got to identify their best playmaker. Sometimes that's a dodger. Sometimes maybe it's a guy who's a bit more of a distributor. In this case, it's a dodger. It's a guy who he wants to dodge and score. And we have to slide to that guy. So we don't want to watch another team's best dodger, go one-on-one against us and kind of get easy goals because he's winning a matchup. We want to support, we want to send a second guy, we want to make him give the ball to somebody else and see if they can make a play. And if he is going to score, he's going to have to beat a double team, he's going to have to get through a lot of physical defense and kind of pay a physical price to get that goal. So that's key number 1, is we've identified who we think their best dodger is, and we're going to make sure that we're ready to defend him, both on ball and in support. And then, after that, it's, just try to win in as many phases of the game as you can, right? You're playing on home turf. You're going to have a friendly crowd. We've got to dominate the ground balls. We've got to make, a difference in the special teams game. Our man-down units got to get some stops. Our man-up units got to put the ball in the back of the net when they get the chance. Those are just a couple of plays in a game, those special teams plays, but they really make a difference in terms of the momentum and the flow of the game. So I think if we take away their best player or limit him as much as we can, we control the ball, we control the tempo, we give our offense plenty of chances, we give our defense plenty of rest, and we win in the special teams and in the ground ball phase, I think we'll get the result that we're looking for.
To our goalie, to our attack and midfield, we're bigger, stronger, faster, and just better. So I don't think it'll be much of a problem, but the thing is you don't win games on paper, you win them out on the field. So, we're just going to have to come out and show them what's good.
score that we want to get to put us where we need to be to hoist that SELC trophy in Jacksonville. Okay? So we don't give a shit who that opponent is, right? What we care about is the thing that they're standing in between, right? They're standing in the way of us getting what we want, okay? So we're gonna put our shoulder into their chest, we're gonna make more plays than them, and we're gonna go take that, all right? You gotta bring your own intensity, okay? We talked about Thursday practice, we need to act like champions, regardless of the opponent, okay? Everything from how engaged we are on the bench, chin straps buckled, ready to rock, okay? Body language, energy, to how we play on the field, communicating, fighting for every ground ball, being patient on offense, shooting like we've been taught, right? Big bounces, pipes, and corners, okay? Go out there, play the best game of your life right fucking now. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Straight on the mound. Guns blazing. Straight on the mound. Guns blazing. Gage on 3, 1, 2, 3. Gage. Here we go.
That is good. It's a spinning image of the piano.
Despite all those strong performances, Shovel's got to go to the pole goal. So Alex.
Let's go! Power plates! Power plates! Power plates! Power plates! That's a great power plate. Oh! Use code POLESGO for 25% off your next order.
You said 50. You said 50.
Don't break it.
Get us on me, get us on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.